Mrs. Wilder. Number 7, Eric McGill, along with Mrs. Walter. Looks like number 12, Justin Holcomb, also along with Mrs. Walter. Number 8, Blake Knowles, along with Miss Nickerson. Number 9, Sam Bangle, along with Miss Correa. Number 11, Elaine Vegas, along with Mrs. Clark. Number 13, did I miss number 10? Number 13, Kyle Lockhart, along with Mrs. Crossan. Number 14, Ray Vasquez, along with Mrs. Novak. Number 15, Landon McGuire, along with Coach Jackson. Number 17, Braxton Bila, along with Mr. Rosenberg. Number 16, Caden Robertson, along with Mrs. Faison. Oh,
18.
And then, actually, next we've got number 18, Colton Pleasant, with Miss Gazier.
20.
Number 20, Cooper Harris, along with Mrs. Barnwell. Barnell. Who we got next?
Looks like Bam.
Who's the one with the left
Number
arm? That's
12.
Who's
Got a broken cast.
yeah.
21.
Colton Pleasant? No. Rhodes. Who's next? All right, got number
21.
21, Houston Rhodes, along with Coach Bam. We have Blake Encarnacion and Ryan Duncan with Mrs. Huckett. And then number 16, Caden Robertson, along with Matt Lara with Mrs. Faison. And then Aiden Piercy, along number 10, Aiden Piercy with Mrs. Vick. I think we got all of our players and their teachers. Let's give a big hand to all of our FHS teachers for their hard work in and out of the classroom. Stingarees. This time we'd like to introduce the players for both schools, starting with the Tech City Stingarees under head coach Dan Rumsey, assisted by Marshall Skinner, Nathan Duke, and Brian Tollett. The reserves for the Stingarees: number 6, Alec Lozano; number 7, Gabe Luke; number 9, Jaden Morales; number 10, Austin Helmers; number 14, Lane Marburger; number 15, Ryan Pope; number 18, Nathan Hudnall. And tonight's starting lineup for the Stingarees: leading off, playing shortstop, number 4, Joey Duran; batting second, the pitcher, number 2, DJ Fuentes; hitting third, playing center field, number 8, Peyton Young; batting cleanup, the catcher, number 12, Tyler Ramos; batting fifth, the third baseman, number 17, Clyde Vota; hitting sixth, playing first base, number 5, Pete Hipp; batting seventh, the right fielder, number 11, Brandon Hernandez; hitting eighth, the left fielder, number 3, Ben Saldivar; batting ninth, the second baseman, number 1, Joe Grant II. The Stingarees are 9-11-1 on the season, 2-3 in district play. And now the starting lineup for your hometown Friendswood Mustangs, led by head coach Corey Benavides and assistants Pam Hollier and Mitchell Marquis. The reserves tonight for the Mustangs: number 4, Nick Bender; number 7, Eric McGill; number 8, Blake Knowles; number 9, Sam Bangle; number 12, Justin Holcomb; number 14, Ray Vasquez; number 15, Landon McGuire; number 16, Caden Robertson; number 17, Braxton Vila; number 18, Colton Pleasant; number 20, Cooper Harris; number 21, Houston Rhodes; number 23, Ryan Duncan; and number 26, Trevor Moore. And now the starting lineup for your Friendswood Mustangs. Leading off in center field, number 2, senior Peyton Adams. Batting second, the third baseman, number 5, sophomore Dawson Henson. Hitting third and playing the designated hitter, number 1, junior Dane Perry. Batting cleanup, the catcher, number 10, senior Aiden Piercy. Batting fifth, the left fielder, number 13, senior Kyle Lockhart. Batting sixth, the first baseman, number 24, junior Matt Lara. Batting seventh, playing second base, number 6, junior Drew Smith. Batting seventh, the right fielder, number 11, junior Lane Vegas. Batting ninth and playing shortstop, number 3, sophomore Caden Wells. And the pitcher for the Mustangs, number 22, senior Blake Encarnacion. And our first pitch tonight will be thrown by third grader Alex Morrison, here escorted by Superintendent Roar tonight. This time we ask that you please rise for the playing of the national anthem. Gentlemen, remove your caps.
Well, welcome everybody to Bobby Black Field here in Friendswood as we get set for Game 2 between Friendswood and the Texas City Stingarees. Friendswood took Game 1 in Texas City on Tuesday. They won 2-0 behind the strong pitching of Kyle Lockhart. Lockhart goes 6 innings with 9 strikeouts. Piercy missing the pitch from the third grader, saying, my bad. Let's hope that's not a sign of things to come. If he can't catch a third grader, catching Blake's going to be really tough. But, yeah, back to Lockhart on Tuesday night. He got the start and was outstanding. 3 walks, 9 strikeouts. I believe only runner reached second base in that game, and only like one time he ended up throwing a one-hitter. Piercy, I'm glad Piercy's getting all this out of his system before the game starts. Tonight we have big number 22, Blake Encarnacion, will be on the mound. Blake with a good outing, not his best, and against Santa Fe his last time out. So looking to get back on the bump and get back to work and get back to throwing strikes. He was about 50-50 on balls and strikes against Santa Fe. Should have left the game with the lead. Came back in again. He was kind of up in number of pitches, and probably should have not come back out for that last inning, but he did, and ended up taking the loss in that 2-game sweep of Santa Fe. But let's try. We've been trying to put that one behind us and move on, and so far so good. Got a 2-0 win, as we talked about on Tuesday, and trying to sweep Texas City here tonight. Leading off for Texas City would be Joey Duran, the shortstop, then Fuentes, and then Peyton Young, the center fielder. Some of the things that we're going to be looking for in this game. Friendswood has struggled here recently, just stringing some hits together. Only 5 hits against Texas City, and the last few games, even against Santa Fe, just unable to push runs across, especially when we get runners in scoring position. Another thing Friendswood's been struggling with is getting a bunt down when called for, and so, but we still have some work to do. But again, it's early in the year, and sitting at 3-2 in district play as we get underway here. Texas City tonight comes in at 9-11-1 overall and 2-3 in district play. 2-0 to Duran. Friendswood 17-3-1 overall and 3-2 in district play. Sitting on a 2-0 fastball, got it, but unable to catch up to it. And Aiden Piercy still having trouble with the baseball. It's catching now. Caden Wells can't pick it up. Blake will want to try and help your pitcher out, not make him work any more than he has to. Another good fastball, and it's 2-2. Texas City really struggled against Friendswood pitching on Tuesday night. Cooper Harris came in the 7th. Breaking ball to get him. And, yep, sure did. So started it over the plate rather than outside and broke in and caught a piece of him. So one of the things Texas City didn't have much of was a leadoff hitter reaching base. They do so tonight here in the first, though. Brings up DJ Fuentes, the pitcher. showing bunt. He'll pull it back as that pitch is up. It's great, great day for baseball. This is just beautiful weather. Wind has turned around a little bit out of the south now. But still, temperatures are awesome. No humidity. Pitch up in the zone. 2-0. Back pick. Finley May Hollier. Mwah. Sweet girl. Thank you for my pen. Coach was pinless. Had to borrow from Tony Hopkins. And a walk puts 2 on and nobody out.
Center fielder, number 8, Peyton Young.
So here's Peyton Young, the center fielder. It'll be another bunting situation here for the Stingeries, but he's still got to throw strikes to get that bunt down. Two on, nobody out here in the top of the first. So bases will be loaded.
Catcher, number 12, Tyler Ramos.
A couple of hit batters and a walk. And this is more base runners than they had the entire game on Tuesday night. Breaking ball in there for a called strike. That'll be a pass ball on Piercy. That pitch is way up, and it's 2-1. Good breaking ball. Ramos was sitting on it, unable to come up with it, though, and it's evens the count at 2-2. Infield in at the moment. Still nobody out. Wow. Good slider on the outside corner, and Ramos will be strikeout number 1. It'll bring up the third baseman, Votaw. Long look. Breaking ball in there for a called strike. Texas City has been really crowding the box in all their at-bats. 1-1. This one misses low. A quick shout out to Friendswood alum Russell Hortman here with his son tonight. Russ makes a sweet smoothie salsa that's pretty doggone good. Grounded back to the pitcher. He's going to throw it back behind him. And they're going to call him out. Man, oh man. That's a close play. So they get Fuentes trying to break for home on the 1-5 put out. So it reaches on the fielder's choice. And 2 on with 2 out. Not only is Russ Hortman here, Kenny Ledbetter, another Friendswood alum, has made his way to Bobby Black Field tonight. See if we can get one of those guys on the air. 0-1 to Hip. To Pete Hip, first baseman. So Blake, after a couple of hit batters, a walk and a wild pitch, is starting to settle in. Be nice to get out of this with just a run. The 0-2. A little check swing. No call. 1-2. Did you see Russell Hortman out there? He's in the stands. Yeah, he's sitting right down on the left. Checks the runner at second. Whoa. Piercy thought he had him. 2-2. Got that call earlier on a breaking ball in that location. Didn't get it there. Well, swinging or looking, that would have been a strike no matter what. So 2 strikeouts in the inning, 1 looking, 1 swinging. And honestly, that's a big break for Friendswood as they only give up 1. And we'll take it. Tech City jumps out to a 1-0 lead. You're watching Friendswood Mustang Baseball on the Big Daddy Media Network.
First for the Mustangs, center fielder number 2, Peyton Adams.
Peyton Adams will lead it off for your Mustangs. And Peyton comes into tonight's game hitting .344 with a .488 on base percentage.
And pitching for the series, number 2,
Adams, Smith, and Piercy are all tied for the lead in hits with 21. Falls off pretty good after that. TJ Fuentes, first offering, bounces in there. Little tailing fastball for a strike. Curveball hung up and driven into right field. Peyton did a great job staying back on that, recognizing it.
Single by Peyton Adams brings up third baseman number 5, Dawson Henson.
Let's go 5. Trying to get Dawson rocking and rolling. That knee has just really slowed him down, and he's been under a lot of pitches, a lot of pop-ups as he tries to make his way back. There's that slow curveball in there for a strike. I think that's a pitch some of these hitters like Piercy and Dane might take one of those out of the yard. Oh, that was close. He slipped. Peyton slipped getting back to the bag, and the back pick almost got him. One ball, one strike. Not much of a lead over at first. Little hit and run. Pops this one up short left field. And I think that was the hit and run. He was just protecting. How he got under that pitch, I'll never know, because it was only about 2 inches off the ground.
Hitter number 1, Dane Perry.
One out for Dane Perry. Adams with a little bit bigger lead. Curveball doesn't come back around. It was close. Good to see some old Friendswood faces. That's down for ball 2. Perry missed the last couple of games. Started against Tech City Tuesday night. First pitch you saw was a RBI single. Oh man, that's a ooh. Must have had a take there. 2-1. That is a meat pitch. I mean, if we're recognizing it back here, there it is. It's going to end up foul, but that's a. Did I call it or what? That one ends up foul though, folks. But I tell you that pitch is just sitting there begging to be banged out of this ballpark. 2-2 now to Perry. Hit hard, foul. Came back with a fastball in. Piercy waits on deck. This one lined over the shortstop head. And Perry
Catcher number 10, Aiden Piercy.
moves Adams up to second base, and it'll bring up the catcher, Aiden Piercy. Piercy hitting .339. And as I mentioned earlier, 21 hits on the year. 15 of those singles. With 2 on and 1 out for the senior catcher. Good fastball, stays up. Lockhart on deck. Lined into right field. Got off into the bat. It's going to drop in for a base hit. So 3 hits in a row. The throw home will keep the runner at third, but the Mustangs
Left fielder, number 13, Kyle
with
Lockhart.
back-to-back hits here. So this is where we have struggled.
Courtesy runner for the catcher is number 8, Blake Knowles.
Blake Knowles will head to first base and run for Piercy. So Knowles at first, Perry at second, and Adams at third. And Fuentes will face the lefty, Kyle Lockhart. Lined up the middle towards the left field gap, and it will get down. It will roll and drop. 1 run to score. Perry will score, and they will hold Knowles at third, and it's a 1-out double for Lockhart.
2-run double by Lockhart brings up first baseman number 24, Matt Lara.
And the Mustangs jump back in front 2-1. Here's the Lara. Runners at second and third with 1 out for the lefty Lara. Ball is fouled out of play. One ball, 1 strike to Lara. Matt hitting .236. Good. Well, again, it's a pitcher like this that makes me wish I was back in the game. That one tails outside. Good eye by Matt. 2-2. Now I'd pull my back out swinging at it, but still, it's an easy, recognizable pitch. That one's down. Ooh, nice block by the catcher. Runs the count full. Fuentes going to have to come up with something here. 3-2. Little check swing. Did he go? Called ball 4. Nobody's even asking.
Second baseman, number 6, Drew Smith.
Oh, bases loaded again now for Drew Smith. Drew hitting .389, a .484 on base percentage. Wearing quite possibly the greatest number ever. Of course, Bam would disagree with that. All my boys wore it at one time or another, usually because the number they preferred was already taken. So then they'd wear the old man's jersey. Bam coming over, talking to Drew. Smith takes a strike from Fuentes. In on the corners, back at double play depth up the middle. Breaking ball, a good one. The 0-2. Well, Smith had a chance to get an RBI there and chose to be healthy instead. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Should be a curveball here. Hit ground right to the right side. Second baseman makes a nice play to get Smith at first, but it'll be an RBI ground out.
Right fielder, number 11, Lane Vegas.
Knowles comes in to score. Locke moves over to third. Lara at second. First crooked number we've put up in a while. Here's Vegas. Popped up out of play. Vegas hitting 175 on the year. Doesn't chase that one. This ball's hit pretty good to left field. Long run for the left fielder. If he's going to catch up to it, he does on the warning track. Tough break there for Vegas, as he could use a couple of knocks, but that will end the inning for the Mustangs. But they put 3 across, and they take the lead 3-1 here in the first. You're watching Friendswood Mustang Baseball on the Big Daddy Media Network. Brandon Hernandez leading it off for the Stingerees. Shout out to Dan Gloger. He texted in. Dan was a tennis player back in the day. Pretty good softball player, too. Dan, you're not going to believe this, but Kenny Ledbetter and Russell Hortman are here tonight. Good night to come out for a ball game. Not much of a crowd from Texas City. Just see 3 people. There were light over here too. I was talking to Allison Piercy and Callie Rhodes, and they were saying that now that all the games have started. Wow, good pitch there from Blake. No call. That kids are spread out playing all the different games now. That crowds have been down, but we Mustangs have been pulling pretty good crowd here the last few years because they've been winning so much. Fly out to Lockhart and left, and there's 1 away.
Left fielder number 3, Ben Saldivar.
Saldivar, the left fielder, will bat with 1 out and nobody on. But, man, if we could just carbon copy this day and play all our games this kind of day, this is baseball weather. This is spring. This is, you can smell the grass. This is what it's all about. Ooh, 2 good breaking balls. Another quick shout out to the Piercy family in Indiana. Stand there. They usually get together and watch these games. Ground ball, Wells at short. 2 away.
Two-way brings up second baseman, number 1, Joe Grant, the second.
Here's the number 9 hitter, Joe Grant, the second. Breaking ball in there for, oh my goodness, he called that a ball. Okay. Day late and $1 short on that fastball. My goodness. 1-1. Hope the Indiana Piercies know that Allison's kind of a cult hero around here. She somehow managed to get windows put in here in the cave press box. We have been sitting behind closed glass for 15 years. And not only is the picture better, but you can hear the sounds of the game better. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mr. Grant. Blake shaking off Piercy, shaking him off again. And knew what he wanted to do. 3rd strikeout of the game for Encarnacion. Nobody on, no hits, no runs, no errors, and no men left on base as we head to the bottom half of 2. You're watching Friendswood Mustang Baseball on the Big Daddy Media Network. Welcome back, everybody. Joe Hollier here at Bobby Black Field. And our QA tonight is Leland Freeman. Thank you, Leland, for helping us get on the air and looking good. Joining me real quick is Art Encarnacion, the proud dad of our starting pitcher tonight. Of course, I'm bringing you over while he's not on the mound so he can't see you, right? But talk about what he's been going through as far as deciding on where he's going to school and how that all went down, and then the scouting process that's been going on.
Well, thanks for having me, Joe. By the way, it's Captain Joe, not just Coach Joe. It's Captain Joe. He's the captain of the ship. Blake was supposed to be finished with baseball after high school, and that was no plan for him to play any college baseball until his select coach told him or asked us if he could try out for this special, I guess, area code tryout, and that was the big opportunity for him. He did really well in pitching, and there were scouts out there, and they traveled with this team.
Off the end of the bat, it's going to hang up, though. So Caden Wells will pop out to start the second, and there's one away. Go ahead.
Yeah, so when they played, like in Kansas City, he was already on people's radar. And there was a coach, I guess scouts from Nebraska, and they liked what they saw. And I didn't make it to that tournament, so his mom went with him, and they offered him a unofficial visit. So that's how it started.
Gotcha. Here back to the top of the order with Adams. Singled and scored his first time up. Line to left field. Nobody's going to get to this one. Slicing away from the left fielder. It will bounce and roll to the wall. Adams is around first and headed to second. And Benny will put up the stop sign, and it'll be a one-out double for Peyton Adams.
Double by Peyton Adams brings up third baseman number 5, Dawson Henson.
Bring up Dawson Henson. Henson popped out to left his first time up. And a little hit and run, just protecting the runner. But here he's got an opportunity to get a base knock and an RBI. So did he take his unofficial visit?
He did. He did.
And then signed after that, or did the offer come, or how'd that work out?
They the offer came, and he took about a couple of seconds to say yeah.
So he'll be going to starting at Nebraska in the fall, correct?
He's going up
Is he going to
there
go in the summer?
The summer. Yeah, they have summer ball, and he's taking a couple of classes.
Well, some of you may know from previous games, fouled out of play. We've been seeing some pro scouts here on the nights he's been throwing, and mainly bringing the radar gun, checking, seeing where he's been. He's been, low to mid 90s, pretty consistently. So it's just neat that with Rogers and Toomas and Casemeyer and Pacheco and Maxey, some of these guys have been bringing scouts here that continue to come to see some of our kids. And, Blake's one of them. I was talking to the Blue Jay scout when he was here, and he was talking about he has the frame everybody's looking for, right? Popped up again, out of play. And he said, that I think that was the night we were playing the LSU commit. Mm-hmm. And who's only 5'5" at best, right? And he goes, yeah. He goes, he's going to be a great college player, but as the pros, we're looking for these big, tall kids that can throw. Oh, damn!
Hit his jersey.
Just got a piece of him. Dawson will take it.
Designated hitter number 1, Dane Perry.
You could hear it. I think Dawson wanted to hit. But tough break for Fuentes because he's put another guy on base for this guy. Perry hit one about 375 feet foul his first time up before singling. Perry ended up coming around to score as well. Hit hard, but right at the shortstop. Oh, they're going to get just one out of it. Good read there by Adams.
Catcher number 10, Aiden Pearson.
It's a tough break for Friendswood. Hit it on the screws, but just right at the shortstop. Here's Piercy, singled and scored. Piercy's another kid who could take that curveball out of here.
You know what's crazy, Joe? Piercy, Blake, Houston, they all played on the coach pitch team back in the day where I pitched, and we made it all the way to as far as we can go. We beat Pearland in Pearland. So
that's a World Series there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a text in last week saying I played ball with Matt and Coop and somebody else in T-ball. I said, y'all had to be pretty good. He goes, oh, yeah, we won first. I said, yeah, I guess y'all did.
Well, every time Matt came up to bat during T-ball, it went out of the field onto the roof of the shack.
Hit pretty good to center field, but right at the center fielder. So the Mustangs, despite putting 2 on, will come up empty.
Mustangs get no runs on 1 hit. No errors and 2 left on as we head to the top of.
And they will leave 2.
It's the Mustangs.
Mustangs lead this one 3-1. We'll keep it here with Mr. Encarnacion, finish our conversation. So before you have to go, though, before he starts pitching. So as far as, have you heard anybody talk to him yet about, whether he wanted to maybe go pro or?
I haven't heard anything, or we haven't heard anything. We've just been told to get an advisor, which is somebody who helps you through the process. And
Right, like legally you can't get an agent yet, right?
Correct.
So, yeah, they get an advisor.
yeah,
And I know Maxie got one. I know a lot of these guys do. So
Right.
that's kind of the next step. But either way, whether that happens or not, he's headed to Nebraska to pitch. That's
exactly.
It's crazy. Think right. I mean, y'all weren't even thinking about this a year ago.
Absolutely not.
He's always been a super talented kid. Played short at band baseball. He's always been a really fast kid.
Yeah.
And just to see him, take over this role and excel at it, it's been fun for everybody. I know it's been fun for you guys, but it's been fun for us too. And still getting some at bats here every now and then,
Absolutely.
which is good.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us, Art. I appreciate the insight. Again, he's a special kid, and he's going to do well wherever he goes. And kind of like we do with all the kids that have moved on, we'll continue to follow them because it's just a blast watching these kids go on and have success. And a couple more pitches for Blake.
Mustang Baseball would like to thank its sponsors: Altered Images, Wilbanks, Intercoastal Sales Company, Dr. Robert Krashmer.
Thanks for having me on, Coach Joe.
Yes, sir.
Texas Force Baseball.
Anytime.
Five Enterprises.
Got to keep us posted.
Ferguson Chiropractic in Drift Bar. Lead off the third inning.
That was Blake's dad, Art Encarnacion. He's we keep him hidden out of whenever his son's pitching, so he's out of sight. So he's over there on the right side of Hopkins, who's taking over Cade at the PA. Cade's on his way to a volleyball tournament with Ellie. So no Cade tonight, but Tony Hopkins is pretty good on the PA system. Hit pretty good, but Adams has a beat on it, and there's one away.
One away brings up the pitcher, number 2, DJ Fuentes.
One out for Fuentes. Fuentes walked his first time up. Whew, man, it'll be a long night. I might be eating that habaneros early tonight. That continues. 5 hits for the Mustangs. 1 ball, 1 strike. God, dog, he didn't like that pitch. Mustangs lead this one 3-1. Ooh. Anybody get a gun on that one? 2 balls and a strike. That one slides outside, and it's 3-1. So Fuentes a pitch away from getting his second walk in this game. Blake had retired 7 in a row up to this point. Well, that's
Fielder number 8, Peyton Young.
been Texas City's offense tonight. They've been only the gifts that they've been given. Blake's hit 2 batters. He's walked 2 batters. Here's Peyton Young. couple of games earlier this week. LaPorte over Galveston Ball 1-0. It was popped up and out of play. And then Manville with a 3-2 win over Angleton. Kind of a surprise there as no matter which kid you're playing against over there against Angleton, you're beating a pretty good pitcher. Big lead over at first. That one's on Blake. They continued to just edge. They should have thrown over one more time. Piercy needs to recognize that and signal that to Blake, because that's their telltale sign when they just keep getting that walking lead. Grounded foul. 1-2. So your 18-5A district standings thus far, Santa Fe is in first with the 3-1 record. Galveston Ball and Friendswood both are at 3-2. LaPorte's 2-1, Texas City 2-3, Manville 1-2, and then Angleton is 1-4. One ball, two strikes. Grounded foul again. Peyton Young, the center fielder, reached base, being plunked his first time up. 1-2. Grounded foul again. Blake continues to throw that for a strike, and Young keeps spoiling it. Might see some high gas here. Yep. That's what he got.
Two-way brings up catcher number 12, Tyler Ramos.
2 down. Runner at second for Ramos. Struck out looking his first time up. Big lead. Ball's out of play. Fuentes is at second, running for himself, which, you know, I don't know, as a pitcher, kind of want those guys to stay rested. One ball, one strike. Again, big lead. There he goes. Nope. Gonna ask and not gonna get an answer. Okay. 3-1. Ball ricochets off the glove of Smith. That'll be an error on Smith. Fuentes moves up 90 feet. Mustangs continue to help Texas City out. Full count. I'll get you a pitch count here on Blake. So that was number 57, 58 coming up. Oh, Blake shook off Piercy. See what he comes with. Curveball popped up towards Lara. Lara in foul territory. Makes the play. So a little bit of traffic, but no damage done. An error and one man left on base. The Mustangs still lead. It's 3-1 as they come to bat in the bottom of the third. You're watching Friendswood Mustang Baseball on the Big Daddy Media Network.
I'd like to thank its sponsors this year: C. Foster Physical Therapy, Revive Med Spa, JJ's Car Wash, McCree Ford, Big Bucks Gun and Pawn, and Martin Black Real Estate. Leading off the third inning for the Mustangs, left fielder number 13, Kyle Lockhart.
Welcome back to Bobby Black Field here in Friendswood. Kyle Lockhart will lead it off for the Mustangs here in the bottom of the third. Lockhart 1 for 1 with a 2-run double in this game. Rolls over that one, just foul. Oh, man. Lockhart hitting .271, .364 on base percentage. Has 14 hits on the year. One ball, one strike. Hanging curveball hammered into right field. It's going to hang up, though, and be caught in foul territory.
First baseman, number 24.
And there's one away.
Matt Lara.
Here's Lara. Walked on a 3-2 count. Ooh, Lara luckily took a curveball into the back and not a fastball, so much easier to walk that one off.
Second baseman, number Smith. Number 6, Drew.
So Lara 2 for 2 tonight as far as reaching base. Reaches first the hard way this time. I don't know if y'all saw, got Benny coaching third and Bam over at first. Bam posted a meme today, had showed Tiger Woods. Good pitch there, call strike. Back pick, it's close. Lara gets back, a big lead over there by Lara. Drew had an RBI ground out his first time up. Down here, 0-2. This one stays down. One, two. Good take there. Man, that's a tough pitch to lay off of. It's up right in your eyes. It looks so good. Good take there by Smith. 2-2 pitch. That one's much easier to take. Up and away, and it's 3-2. Scoreboard has been working. I think Benny got it fixed finally. So no more flashing. 3-2 pitch. Right down the middle. Foul back. One out, one on. Smith with a full count. Late on that pitch. Probably would have got the strike call anyway.
Right fielder, number
And that is the first strikeout of the game for Fuentes. Here's Lane Vegas. 0 for 1. Came into tonight's game hitting 175. Pops this one up. Off the end of the bat, second baseman's going to go out and catch this one. So easy inning for Fuentes.
For the
Mustangs, no hits, no errors, no runs, and one man left on base as we head to the top of the fourth. Mustangs lead this one 3-1. You're watching Friendswood Mustang Baseball on the Big Daddy Media Network.
inning for the Singeries, third baseman, number 17, Clyde Vota.
Clyde Vota will lead it off for Texas City. Vota reached on a fielder's choice. Pitch under the chin for ball one. Hit right at the second baseman. Nice hop there for Smith, and there's one away.
One away brings up first baseman, number 5, Pete Hitt.
Here's Pete Hipp. Pete struck out to end the threat in the first inning. Texas City scored their run on a pass ball. Blake's falling behind. Hipp 2-0. Curveball comes around, but not enough, and it's 3-0. Texas City has had runners on every inning except the second. And a 4-pitch walk to Hipp.
Right fielder, number 11, Brandon Hernandez.
Blake's just hurrying his motion a little bit, get him to slow down. Here's Hernandez. Flew out to left field. His first time up, showing bunt. A little hit and run. Not a bad idea from Texas City. Try to get something going. Not much of a lead at first. Showing bunt again. Lara doing a little two-step over the top of Hipp at first base. One ball, one strike. Didn't get the call there, 2-1. That one gets by Piercy. So Hipp makes it into second and a 3-1 count now. Got a lot going on today. Did the Astros end up losing that game? Astros lose the opener 5-4. Couple of walks here in the fourth inning.
Center fielder,
That's
number
the
3, Ben
fourth
Salvo.
walk given up. That's going to bring the pitching coach out. Talk this over. And then entire Texas City lineup goes over to talk to their third base coach. Yeah, so Blake struggled in the first, didn't give up a hit, did give up a run on a pass ball. And then he settled down through the second and third inning and got a ground out to start the fourth, and now back-to-back walks to the the sixth and seventh hitter. And it brings up Saldivar, the left fielder. Saldivar grounded out to short in his only other at bat. Dawson at third, Wells at short, Smith at second, Lara at first. Showing bunt. They get it down right at the first baseman. He will tag the runner out. Good play there by Matt Lara. So the sacrifice moves the runners over.
Two-way brings up second baseman, number 1, Joe Grant the second.
Brings up Joe Grant the second. Grant struck out to end the second inning. You know, it's rare that you'll see somebody sacrifice with one out. But when you're facing a pitcher like this and struggling to get runs, you look for any way to get guys over in scoring position. This is not a bad strategy move for Texas City. Grant swings through that fastball, and it's 1-1. Ball tails outside, 2-1. Blake doesn't have to be perfect here. He does have an open base. Grant's one of the few hitters that does not crowd the plate. Two one. Swings through another fastball, and it's 2-2. Shaking Piercy off. Shook off a couple of pitches. More gas, and more gas. And for the second time tonight, Joe Grant will strike out to end threat. So a little bit of traffic on the bases for Texas City, but Blake comes out to strike out Grant to end the threat and leave him at 1 run. So Friendswood heads to the bottom half, still clinging to a 3-1 lead. Need some runs. We'll be back after this. You're watching Friendswood Mustang Baseball on the Big Daddy Media Network. Caden Wells will step in here in the bottom of the fourth, leading it off for the Mustangs. Fuentes keeping his team around after giving up 3 in the first. Has settled down and pitched around a little bit of trouble. Wells popped out to first his first time up. Big slow curveball in there for a called strike. Not sure why the guys are not hammering that. That one stays down. It's 1-1. Fuentes works fast. Umpire making him put his back pocket back in. Hit hard at the third baseman, off of his shoulder and into left field. I give him a hit. That was a bad hop. Came up and hit him in the shoulder.
Which one do you want to do, guys?
Single. Yeah.
Center fielder number 2, Peyton Adams.
So a leadoff single for Wells brings up Peyton Adams. Adams trying to hit for the cycle in order. He has a single in the first, a double in the second, and just need a triple here in the third. A little off-speed pitch stays down for ball 1. Adams now the team leader in hits. That pitch misses outside, and it's 2-0. So far, home plate has been consistent. No complaints here from the press box. If he's missed, he may have missed a couple, but no, I mean, not by much. 2-1. Big lead at first. Right off the end of the bat. Tough play out there. He's going to have to go halfway. It's going to drop. Yep. Wells did a good job getting far enough down the line to where he could get in there. But it dropped, and it did. So Adams way out in front of that, but the baseball gods are kind to him as that drops in for his third hit of the game. And now brings up Dawson Henson. Oh, have a visit from the pitching coach. Let's see what he wants to do here. And talk it over. 2 on with nobody out. I predicted it Wells got on, we would score this inning. So far, so good.
New pitcher for the Stingarees will be number 15, Ryan Pope.
Pope. So Ryan Pope will come in for Fuentes. But Benny's got a decision to make. A healthy Dawson Henson's probably swinging away here, but, with him struggling recently, Benny will have to consider maybe bunting the runners over in scoring position. We'll see what he elects to do. Perry and Piercy and then Lockhart are behind him. So 3 really good hitters. But this is, not what Texas City wanted. A couple of guys on in the meat of the order coming up for Friendswood. Not seeing anything too scary. Here comes a breaking ball. Let's see what it does. Throws a little harder than Fuentes, but does not have the break. Got that one to come across pretty good. 3-1 lead for Friendswood here in the bottom of the fourth. Three runs on 7 hits and 1 error for Friendswood. 1 run, no hits, no errors for Texas City.
Following pitching change, third baseman number 5, Dawson Henson, batting for the Mustangs.
Well, here's Dawson. Let's see what Benny elects to do here. Doesn't look like he's squaring around early. Curveball smoked into center field for a base hit. They're probably going to have to hold the runner. It was hit too hard. Yeah, it was just hit too hard. So that is a welcome sign. Back-to-back hits has loaded the bases for the Mustangs. For Dane Perry, Wells at third, Adams is at second, Henson at first. And nowhere to put this guy. Dangerous bat here. Dane with a chance to drive in some runs. Takes the ball outside. Good patience. One-0. Had a pitch. Going for the granny. Needed it be a base hit here, kid. Don't need a granny. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's the breaking pitch. That one breaks outside. 2-1. Stay within yourself, Perry. Let's go. Two balls and a strike. Curveball popped up and out of play. Probably was ball 3. Let's go, kid. Do your job. 2-2 to Dane. Infield in. Curveball hit. Softly at the shortstop. They'll have to come home with it. And it's off the glove of the catcher. And 2 runs are going to score. Great base running there by Peyton Adams. As he scores from second base on a ground ball back to the second baseman. It'll be an error on the catcher. I told y'all if Wells got on, we were going to score some runs. So Perry ends up at first. Henson makes it all the way over to third. And still nobody out. Ball 1 to Aiden Piercy. Piercy, 339 on the season. He is 1 for 2 tonight, so that average will come up a little bit. Can add to it here. Fastball late and fouled out of play. One ball, 1 strike to Piercy. Friendswood out in front now, 5-1. Softball's playing tonight. Galveston ball and Friendswood girls. Yeah. Hey, y'all want to go tell Benny to turn the lights on? Yeah, we go remind him that they need to turn the lights on. Stadium lights. I don't know, but I think they've gotten into the game and forgotten that they need to come on. Two and two. Two balls, two strikes, nobody out here. Runners at first and third for Piercy. Chance for the there they go. Thank you. Lights. Good job, Tony. 3-2. Pitch just off the plate.
Ask it, I shall receive.
Yeah, Tony, I knew you had pull. I didn't know you had that kind of pull. That was impressive. Payoff pitch to Piercy. There goes the runner. Swings through it. And there's out number one. Cannot believe Aiden went down swinging.
Left fielder number 13, Kyle Lockhart.
Had a pitch to hit, too. Brings up Locke. Oh, now two runners in scoring position with one away for Locke. Kyle's 1 for 2. Drove in 2 runs in the first. Oh, smart. They're going to.
Intentional walk to Lockhart.
Oh.
Brings up
The intentional walk to Locke.
Laura.
Brings up Laura. So bases loaded now for Matt Lara, who has reached twice, but without a hit. He's had a walked in his first at bat and then was hit in the back by a pitch, his second. And got to be taking a little bit of umbrage from being chose to pitch to here. Takes ball 1. Should get a pitch to hit here. Something you can drive, kid. Got in on the hands, fouled it off. 1 ball, 1 strike. Good pitch there by Pope. Didn't groove it down the middle. Got it in on his hands a little bit. But it's a pitch Matt usually turns on. The 1-1. That one's down 2-1. Mustang's trying to break this one open. 2-1. Stays off the plate. It's 3-1. Good call now. I say this umpire's doing a fine job. Got nowhere to put Laura. Gonna have to come in with a strike here. Matt can be picky. 3-1. Fastball hits up the middle, off the glove. It's going to slow it down. Laura's got to hurry to beat the throw, and he's going to get it. Oh, my goodness, that was base hit all the way until the pitcher just got a piece of it. Slowed it down enough to get the force out at second, but he will get an RBI ground out.
Second baseman number 6, Drew Smith.
So Henson comes in to score. Mustangs lead it now 6-1. Lockhart. Ooh, showed bunt. Got a call strike. Perry at third. Laura at first. 2 outs. 3 runs across. Throwing back behind. Now they throw it away. Laura's going to make it all the way to third base. It's going to be close. And it's going to roll. He's going to try and score. No, he's back. He decided against it. So Benny and Bam put on a double steal. Laura gets hung up. They throw the ball back to second base. It ricochets off the shortstop's glove. Perry comes in to score. And Laura makes it all the way over to third base. So Smith still with an RBI chance. Got under this one, lifts it to center field. And it's caught. Made it closer than I thought it was going to be. Pop out to center. Ends the inning, but the Mustangs, with a little ingenuity and stringing some hits together, put 4 runs on 3 hits, a couple errors, and they leave a man on base, but they lead this one now 7-1 as we head to the 5th. You're watching Friendswood Mustang Baseball on the Big Daddy Media Network. Joey Duran will lead it off for Texas City, trailing 7-1 as we head to the 5th inning, and Houston Rhodes takes over on the mound for Friendswood. Curveball off the glove of Piercy, called a strike, 1-1. Another curveball, one drops in there for a strike, but not called a strike. 2-1. Wow. Fouled straight back. Good. A little giddy up on that fastball, and it's 2-2. Yeah, so it's a 70s night, evidently, here in Friendswood, as Russell Hortman, Kenny Ledbetter, Danny Gloger, a bunch of 70s guys showed up. Full count. a 6-run lead here. Houston, let's pump some strikes, kid. Hit hard back at Rhodes. He will turn and throw. It's a tough play at first. Wow. Good athletic play there by Houston Rhodes. I'm going to walk out to check on him. I'm not sure where that hit him. That's going to end up being the first hit of the game for Texas City. Blake had a no-hitter going.
He came out as pitcher. This guy came out as pitcher, but now he's batting.
He stayed in as a hitter. He probably went to another position.
I didn't see him move. Number 2, DJ Fuentes.
There goes a runner. Throw down. It's close, man. Woo! And a delayed call there. I guess did the ball get away? Say the throw beat him. Good throw there by Piercy. Duran with a hit, a stolen base. Dribbled foul. It's 1-1. Fuentes has reached twice via the walk. This one squirts away from Piercy. And Duran will head to third base. Oh. Look. 2 balls and a strike. Hit hard towards center field. Adams on the run, makes the catch. Throw home will not be in time. So a single, a stolen base, and a pass ball. And a sacrifice fly will push run number 2 across.
Center fielder number 8, Peyton Young.
Peyton Young 0 for 1. Will hit with nobody on and 1 away. One ball, 1 strike. Houston needs to throw that pitch for a strike. Misses with it again, 2-1. And this is outside, 3-1. Houston started the season as a starter. Worked out of the bullpen a lot last year. One of the many good arms in this Friendswood rotation. Three, 2. Ring him. Yes, sir. Same pitch, same location. I would have been shocked had he not called that a strike. And there's 2 away.
Catcher number 12, Tyler Ramos.
We're almost virtually assured of a victory since Cade Lyco's not here, and Tony is. Tony's unbeaten here in the box here this season. Cade, you listening out there? Haven't heard from Cade. No text, no nothing. Maybe, they might be flying. That pitch is away. And he misses away again. 2-0. Yeah, I mentioned Danny Glover. You got to remember he's got like 8 siblings. That's a good pitch. It's called a ball, though, 3-0. Most of them tennis players. I know David was a tennis pro. A couple of sisters, Dawn and Denise. Denise was a really good athlete. Three balls and a strike. Hit towards Dawson on the run, off balance, throws a strike. What a play by Dawson Henson. Wow.
Series get 1 run on 1 hit.
You know, that's going to be an issue for coaches because
Mustang 7.
they have Dawson over playing third currently because he's not as mobile with the brace on his leg. But he looks so good over there. And everybody's kind of filling into their spots with Wells at short and Smith at second. That it's going to be interesting to see when he's fully healed. What they do defensively because my gosh, he's looked good over there at third base. Well, Tech City gets a run. They cut the lead to 7-2 as we head to the bottom half of the 5th. You're watching Friendswood Mustang baseball on the Big Daddy Media Network. Whew. Here we go, bottom 5. Mustangs up 7-2. Lane Vegas will lead it off. No balls, 2 strikes. And 0 for 2 tonight. Curveball popped up, out of play. Good job. Hey, or you got this one here, Kenny, either one. Curveball just gets a piece of it. Stay alive. Way to battle there, young man. Curveball in on the hands, hit softly towards the shortstop. A little can of corn there, and it's one away.
Shortstop number 3, Caden Wells.
Caden Wells will bat with 1 out, nobody on. Wells 1 for 2 tonight, scored a run. Started the big rally in the 4th inning. Breaking ball comes around, looked good. Called a ball. The 1-0. Dribble towards the third base dugout, and it's 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out, nobody on. Yeah, he likes that. He likes that pitch. You know, and even though you may not agree with it, he's been consistent with it, and I can live with that. He likes that breaking pitch away. That one's down, 2-2. Wells hitting .327. .419 on base percentage. Hammered at the second base, over his head. So Wells stays hot with the bat. Back-to-back hits for that young man. And we are back to the top of the order with the dangerous Peyton Adams. Adams 3 for 3 tonight, 2 runs scored. Steps in here against Pope. Pope. Foul. Curveball stays up for ball 1. Ask for time. I saw a game the other day where a guy asked for time, stepped out, and the pitcher continued his motion and ended up plunking the hitter as he stepped out of the box. Two and 0. Better make a good pitch here. Nope. Outside, 3-0. Good job by Peyton, being very patient. Can continue to be patient here and get his pitch, find something to drive. Big lead over at first. 3-0, oh, foul back. Three balls and a strike, 1 out, 1 on. Ball 4 to Adams.
Walked Adams brings up third baseman number 5, Dawson Henson.
So Tech City getting in that troublesome area now, as they got a couple of guys on again with the meat of the lineup coming up. Henson with a single his last time up. And that's bad news for Tech Cities. Once this kid starts getting his stroke down again, I think the Mustangs are going to start putting up some runs. Driven to right field. Caught, they'll tag. And we'll have runners at first and third for Perry.
Designated hitter number 1, Dane Perry.
So Wells is at third, Adams at first. Last first and third we had Friendswood pulled off a double steal and stole a run. Probably wouldn't do that with Dane at the plate unless he ends up with 2 strikes on him. Perry tonight 1 for 3. Reached on an error. Curveball hangs up, stays up, and it's 2-0. Three and 0 to Perry. Piercy on deck. Let's go, Benny. Give him the green light, kid. The 3-0. Ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to Perry brings up Piercy.
Catcher number 10, Aiden Piercy.
So lots of traffic on the bases tonight for the Mustangs. 3-run first inning, a 4-run fourth, and a chance to do more damage here. Piercy with a chance to redeem his last at bat we hit with bases loaded. And he struck out for out number 1 and back in the 4th. Got a chance for redemption here. Takes a ball down. Good pitch from Pope, but just too low. A better take from Piercy. Here's the 1-0. In on the hands, popped him up. Long run for the right fielder. Because the second baseman, I don't think, ever saw the ball. Mustangs miss a chance to add some insurance, but they still have a 5-run lead. We'll head to the 6th. Mustangs lead this one 7-2. You're watching Friendswood Mustang Baseball on the Big Daddy Media Network. Welcome back, everybody. Joe Hollier, and joining me in the booth is Kenny Ledbetter, who, from the class of '79, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Who tells me that he has a face for radio, so we're gonna see if that's true or not here. But Kenny played ball. Actually, we played ball together back in the '70s. You were mainly a pitcher, or
I
was
pitched.
known as a pitcher.
Yeah, and I played when I wasn't pitching. I played third base, so wanted to play shortstop, but they already had one out there, and he moved me over.
Who was playing short when you were senior?
Kenny Coleman.
Coleman.
Yeah, when I came in. I came in as a freshman, and then my sophomore year is when they moved me over to third base. So.
And I tell people, I mean, back then, you either won your district or you didn't. There was no going on. You either had to win it to play in the playoffs. There was no 4 teams getting in back then.
No, it was either you won or you went home.
And there was no freshman team, sophomore team, JV team. You either made varsity or you didn't.
That was it right here in Friendswood. That's all it was.
Yeah.
It was definitely one baseball team.
It's
We didn't even have a baseball field.
I know we played over at
The elementary over at Westwood.
Westwood. Is where the senior field was.
Right back over here behind us to the left over here, we had rakes and shovels where we'd go out there and kind of try to smooth it down so we could practice over here.
Well, if you remember, this field used to be turned around, and as seniors, we were the ones that came out and brought the dirt for the pitching mound.
Yeah.
For the field that we never got to play on.
That one. This one.
Wow. Call there. 3-2.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, this one. But again, the field was turned around back then. So, this was the outfield back in the day. It stayed that way up until what year, Tony?
2010.
11. Because you're.
Oh, I do remember it being turned the other way now that you mentioned that.
Lead off walk from Rhodes. So you still follow baseball a lot, or?
I do follow baseball. I haven't followed a lot of high school baseball, but I do follow baseball quite a bit. I'm still an Astros fan. That'll never go away. Then I haven't been to a lot of high school games. I've been to when my godson was playing for Manville. I went to a lot of his games. He's been graduated out for a while, so.
I remember our 77 class team was really good.
That was a strong ball club.
That was a really strong club. Kenny Coleman and you had Matt Dillick, Mike Dillick.
Kevin Gill and David Gill.
David Gill, Dutch Guy.
Oh, my word. That guy could hit a baseball out of sight.
Craig Depew.
Yeah.
I mean, we were monsters. We had a football, baseball team.
We did. Big boys. Ronnie Hawkins.
Ronnie Hawkins, yeah. So, it was nobody ever really wanted to really tick us off because we that 77 team was just full of big, scary dudes.
I'm telling you.
And as, guys like you and me were 150 pounds soaking wet,
I was 150 pounds carrying somebody.
Yeah. But that was a year I still think about because we were so good. But yet, as a matter of fact, I remember Coach Don Hamilton had made reservations. Hit hard, but at the shortstop for one, the throw back for the double play.
Nice play. Very nicely played.
Great job by Caden Wells.
Double play by Caden Wells brings up right fielder number 11, Brandon Hernandez.
He didn't even hesitate to cut loose of that baseball and get him over there.
Brings up Hernandez. Hernandez 0 for 1 with a walk. So that erases the leadoff walk. But yeah, I remember he had made the reservations at State because he felt like that was a team that was built to go deep in the playoffs, and then we lost a couple of one-run games to Brazosport.
Yeah.
And that was our nemesis. That was
They were tough.
They were tough. We couldn't push a run across to help Mike out. Mike was such a good pitcher.
And he was a smaller guy too, but he threw really hard for a smaller guy.
Oh, and another guy we're leaving out is the quarterback, Birdsey.
Don Birdsey.
Don Birdsey was on that team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, we had a good baseball club.
And, Kevin Gill was faster than fast.
Then I could see baseballs hit into the outfield and go, okay, there's a base hit.
Kind of popped up. A good job there by Smith getting out there and getting that one. I thought that might drop.
And then you look up, and here comes Kevin out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You did the same thing. You had good feet. You were pretty fast out there. I had a few of them hit off of me out into the outfield, and I'd look up, and you flagged them down pretty good.
I remember you pitching in, again, my senior year, we only had 3 seniors. It was me, Gary Harris, and Crespo.
Lou Crespo, first base. Yeah,
that was a 3. So it was a young squad. But you were pitching. We were playing wasn't the Santa Fe tournament. It was the next tournament because we actually won the Santa Fe tournament. We didn't win much that year, but we still won Santa Fe tournament like we always did.
Yeah, that was Texas City, and the Texas City tournament.
There was 1 on and nobody out, and guy hit a fastball that you threw, and it was slicing away from me. But it was hit hard, and I caught it, and then threw back behind the runner to
back to Lou and got him at first.
At first for a double play, and it's just certain things still stick out in my memory banks, and I remember you on the mound in that game in that moment. I could always hear, Ronnie threw the ball differently, Mike threw the ball differently, and you did too. It made that different sound. And always,
Yeah.
That's when you always knew, a guy had something good. I hated playing catch. Matter of fact, as an underclassman, I had to warm up Mike in the bullpen sometimes, and I hated it. Just literally hated it. And then made the All-Star team my junior year for the Brazoria County, and I remember Hawkins being over at shortstop, and they didn't really know where to put me. So I was at first base, and Hawkins was throwing that ball across, and it's like I would have rather been anywhere on the planet than trying to catch a ball that Hawkins was throwing to me.
Or if he was mad, yeah.
Yeah, which he always was. He's always mad at me too, regardless. So,
Yeah.
But my God, that guy was such a great athlete. And that's what I've loved about Facebook. It's enabled us to, the 70s group was a good group. And matter of fact, Dan Glover's listening to the broadcast right now.
Oh, hey, Danny.
Another 70s guy.
Yeah.
But it's, enabled everybody to kind of keep in touch and kind of know what everybody's doing and kid-wise. And it's been a lot of fun.
That aspect of it it keeps everybody in touch for the most part. For those that want to stay in touch.
Ooh,
A
good.
little high and outside.
The new pitcher or same guy?
New pitcher, number, I announced him.
Go ahead.
Number 7, Gabe Luke.
So, new pitcher for Texas City. Got a little more gas than what we've seen thus far.
A
But
little bit.
still got to throw strikes. 2-0 here to Lockhart. And bounces that one in there. It's 3-0. So, yeah, it's doesn't matter how hard you throw. You still got those strikes.
This is true.
What else do you remember, Kenny, from that time?
Back then, I remember pitching a one-hitter against Dickinson. And
4-pitch walk to Lockhart.
Lockhart brings up
The-
first baseman number 24, Matt
the game before that, when we played Dickinson, Donnie Little got a couple of hits off of me, and I told him at the end of the game, I said, yeah, my next trip out, if I'm on the mound, I'm getting you. And fortunately, I fell into rotation, and I pitched a one-hitter, and I struck him out 3 times and went 3 for 4 off of him, and he was he was pretty upset about that.
Donnie was a heck of a ball player.
Oh, he was.
I remember him beating us 1-0 on a game he pitched, and he hit the home run.
He hit it right.
I mean, that's the kind of player he was. He was a special player.
6'5", 220, or no, he was about right at 200. He didn't go over 200 pounds, but he was 6 foot, and he got a scholarship to Texas.
That year, '78, both Friendswood and Dickinson were 9-0 when they met
Here in Friendswood.
Mm-hmm. And I remember him coming through the line of scrimmage, and Hawkins was there, and I thought, Ronnie's going to kill him. And he did some little dance, and I don't think Ryan put a hand on him. And just 80 yards later, it was 7-0, and I think we got beat 35-6, something like that.
It was terrible.
It was. I mean, keep in mind, we were 9-0. We were a good ball club, and Dixon went on to win state that year.
They did. They sure did.
They had some really good. Man, they had some good players. That was a fun season for Friendswood.
It was. It was a good season for Friendswood. And that was a year we did that well in baseball too. We had. I remember a lot of different things. I remember more like. I did not see that as a strike, but
he may have said he check swinged it, but I don't know. I think you're right. I think he was trying to call that a strike. That's only the second strikeout of the game for the Mustangs, and it's out number 1. And it brings pinch hitter.
I do recall Craig Pugh being at first base, and one of the kids from Hitchcock. We were in Friendswood, and he hit a laser beam at me over there at third base, and I didn't have any time to do anything but just kind of lay down, and it hit the heel of my glove. Well, I mean, I'm thinking I got to get rid of this, and I come up off of the ground hot, and I cut loose of it and over his head and out into the parking lot. That baseball went.
Still going.
And the guy came up to me after the game and asked me to sign it. I was like, okay, where'd you get it? He said, out of the front seat of my car.
Justin Holcomb. There goes the runner. Good throw.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
That throw was on the money.
I'm telling you.
Lockhart's cut down. There's 2 away.
It was a great play by that shortstop.
So 2 outs, nobody on. For Holcomb. Holcomb pinch hitting here for Smith.
And we played a tournament in Texas City, and it was 420 down the middle. And they had the big green wall around it, similar to this. And Gary Harris hit that baseball out of the ballpark.
Gary used to really tick me off because he would. It looked like he wasn't even taking hard swings, and the ball would just go.
It carried.
It carried. He was one of those guys that made contact and could really drive the baseball. I only hit 1 home run in high school. Now, in my defense, I called it, but and I won a 6-pack of beverage off of Roger Hersher. He's the one that made the bet with me. But it was against the kid from Hitchcock who threw hard. I remember that guy's name. He big right-hander, threw hard. But at 155 pounds, I knew I had to have somebody threw hard for me to be able to hit it out. So I was looking first pitch fastball and got it against that guy. But and Harris would, just homer every now and then. I'm like, how are you doing that? Of course, he was 6'2", 200 pounds, but the ball just carried off his bat.
He had really quick hands. And he did. He hit the baseball hard, and it didn't look like he put anything in it.
Right.
But that was I hit a few of them out of the ballpark, but they were few and far between.
Yeah, I was not a home run hitter. I had a hit for average, but I never had power. But I played thoroughbred ball in the early 80s, and that's when I got to play against Clemens. And by then I'd put on
no kidding.
20 pounds, and the ball started finally carrying a little bit. And I was like, God, man, I should have gained weight while I was in high school.
Well, I was 5 foot nothing. Heck, I didn't even get. I was 5'6" when I went into the military. Weighed 134 pounds. So yeah, I never.
Yeah,
I didn't go over 150 till I got into the military.
I was 155 as a senior, and it's been so much better to be around 170, 175 as far as a hitter goes.
It would help. That helped. But you had good.
I played old man baseball up through my 50s.
Did you?
I did. Ended up pitching quite a bit, and it was a lot of fun.
Back in at third base for Mustangs being number 6.
I played a little bit of baseball after
Stingerees.
I left high school. Not very much. Did 3 years as semi-pro with a men's league, and that was pretty cool. We traveled around quite a bit.
Pitching number 10, Austin Helmers.
A little pinch hitter here for Saldivar. And he's going to have to face that. Cooper Harris?
No, Braxton Vila.
Oh, Braxton Vila in to pitch. We haven't seen Braxton. It's a good spot to put somebody else in. We're going to need everybody by the time we get to the playoffs.
This is our second game for the season, right?
No, we're 3-2 in district.
Oh, okay.
This will be our 6th district game. Guessing.
Boy, I can remember playing when it was cold like this. Good, googly moogly.
So much, man. It's such a beautiful day. We've been talking about it all day, sitting here just oohing and ahhing at how great it is to play baseball on a night like this.
Yeah, this is nice. We went to St. Pius that one year, and oh my word, it was so cold. You couldn't even feel your hands. I think Coach Hamilton called it in like the second inning and said, "Man, this is just ridiculous." Because it was windy and it was cold and it was misty. It was terrible.
Hasn't been. They say Don Hamilton. Then you had Bobby Black.
Coach Black came in, yeah.
Wow, that was a good pitch.
That's when it was. That put a wrinkle in that one.
And then Charlie Taylor.
And I was already gone before
Taylor showed up.
Mm-hmm.
Good pitch there. Well, my senior year was Bobby Black's first year as an assistant.
Right.
To Hamilton.
Right.
So
that would have been my junior year.
Not sure when he took over as head coach, but. Got him to chase it. High fastball. Again, like we talked about that earlier in broadcast. It's up in your eyes. It is hard to lay off that pitch.
And I've had people say something about that, and it really is because it's right there where you can see it so well.
No, another pinch hitter.
Pinch hitter, number 16. Not on the roster.
Not on the roster.
Thank you. Jaden Morales, wearing 16 tonight.
All right, Jason Morales, who's normally number 9, wearing number 16. He's in the witness protection program here of some kind for Texas City. He doesn't want to know he's playing baseball. I don't know. Maybe he's 34 years old. I don't know, but he's using a different number tonight. Fouls this one back. It's 1-2.
There's that pitch we were just talking about up in his eyes. That is so difficult to lay off of, even for the pros just now.
But you remember Craig Depew could have played baseball his senior year and elected not to because he played first base.
Yes.
And that's what gave Crespo the ability to start and play because that was the only position Lou could play. And I always was, pretty just proud of Craig for, it'd be tough to do to
Step down and so that somebody
so,
else,
get pitch. Talk to him.
put a wrinkle in that one, didn't he?
Talk back-to-back strikeouts, one swinging, one looking, and Texas City's down to their last out. But talking to him years later, he goes, what really, it wasn't. I was a little bit selfish. He said I was preparing to play football, and he said it was great for Lou, but it's good for me too because I didn't risk any injury and I could really start preparing for football.
Right.
But
I was not aware of that. I didn't know that's how that took place. And I was on that team, but I didn't know that's how I did it. But I loved Lou. I loved him over at first base.
Oh, yeah. Lou was good first baseman.
He was a vacuum cleaner. It was fun to watch him. And I used to practice it at practice, trying to keep it down pretty low at first base when he was over there so he could do the splits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably the last guy that did that was Lou at Friendswood anyway.
Yeah.
1 ball, 1 strike. Chasing that high heat again.
There it is.
Vila's warming up. I think Vila's getting cool with it now.
If it works, don't fix it, right?
Well, this has been a tough breaking ball. Hit pretty good to left center field. Long run for Lockhart. He'll run it down. He dropped it.
He did not.
He got there and dropped it.
Good gravy.
Oh, my goodness. It'll be an error out and left. He got there. He had it.
Left fielder number 2.
Oh, my goodness. I was already packing up.
They were already out of the dugout.
Brings up Fuentes.
How long do you think it's going to take for him to live that one down?
Well, it depends if we end up getting out of this right now or not. You get out of this right now, it'll be forgotten tomorrow. There goes the runner.
With 2 down, they should be able to pull this one out.
Mustangs with a couple of errors tonight, as Texas City as well. 2 runs on 1 hit, 2 errors for Texas City. 7 runs on 9 hits and 2 errors for Friendswood. I remember being in the high school with you when we had our steel cleats on.
Oh, no.
I don't know if you remember that.
That did not work out well. Yes. We were running down the hallway and seeing who could slide the furthest across that linoleum floor.
Yeah.
With our steel cleats on, and here come the janitor. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah,
that just about got him. Oh,
Nope.
Wow.
Not sure what we're doing here. Throwing error by Piercy's going to allow the run to score.
Ball got by him, and the runner at third was not even paying any attention at all. And he fired it down there to get him with his back to him.
Center fielder number 8, Peyton Young.
So 2 outs, nobody on, and just like that, it is a 7-3 game with a runner at first.
Second, he run down.
Oh, he made the second.
Yeah, on that bad throw.
A 2-base throwing error.
It really wasn't that bad of a throw. The third baseman just looked
Well, he
over.
can't jump. He's on one leg.
That's true.
There goes the runner. So runner at third, 2 outs, 0-2 count here to Young. An unearned run is across. Wow. That pitch there has been close to being called all night.
Put a wrinkle in it, son.
1-2. Fouled away. Breaking ball caught a lot of the zone there.
He brought that in. Started it outside the zone, brought it in. That was a pretty good pitch. The kid at the plate read it well, too.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at third. Wow. Come on, man. Have the guts to call it. That's a good pitch. 2-2. Man, we could have all been headed to Dairy Queen right now.
Yeah. Attaboy.
Just got a piece of it. Job by Young to spoil that pitch.
Yeah, this is loads of fun. I'm enjoying this. May have to come and watch a few more games with you.
Yeah, these are a lot of fun. 2-2. Just got a piece of it, and Piercy unable to hold on to it. And we'll have to do it again. Duran has scored all 3 runs for Texas City. Fouled away.
He is battling away.
Yeah, Joey Duran, the leadoff hitter, shortstop, has scored all 3 runs for Texas City tonight. 1 in the first, 1 in the 5th, and now 1 in the 7th after reaching on an error. Vela trying to put this one away. My goodness, Young.
He does not want to go down easy, does he?
Costing the district a fortune in baseballs here. Just fouling them out of play. Hit to right field pretty good, but right at Vegas. And this one is caught for the final out. Wow. So a little bit of excitement here in the 7th inning, but Mustangs will pull this one out. They'll sweep the series with Texas City as they win this one 7-3 to move to 4-2 in district play and 18-3-1 overall. So Mustangs looks like they've righted the ship. Bats came around good enough after struggling against Santa Fe so much. It was nice to see them put some hits together. We've been getting some hits, but not putting them consecutively together.
Not
so
stringing them.
Not at all. So it was good to see that tonight. So Blake Encarnacion is your winning pitcher as he threw 5 no-hit innings tonight. Struggled a little bit in the first as he scored an unearned run, but really shut him down from there. And then they end up with only 1 hit, and that was a ball that got hit back up the middle off of Rhodes, and a little questionable even on the call at first. It was close, but
that was a great play by him when he came off that mound.
They called him safe, and that was their one and only hit tonight. So, again, the pitching staff doing what they've been doing all years, throwing extremely well. But Friendswood takes this one 7-3 here. And
fun to watch.
We will, come back some more, Kenny. And again, I'll post these links every Tuesday, Friday. Normally the Tuesday, Friday games, but they had to move it up tonight because of Easter. So, but normally it's a Tuesday, Friday matchup, and I like that. Back we're talking about the old days. You'd play everybody and then come back and play everybody around again, right? So right. So you'd always end up facing, like Brazosport, we'd always see their ace, right? And they'd always see our ace pitcher. Right. This way, when you play Tuesday, Friday each other, you see somebody else, and I like that. So it makes it's more of a team thing. How good is your pitching staff?
We didn't have as many teams in the district as they do now, though. There was only
usually 6 back when we were playing.
We only played Santa Fe, Hitchcock, Brazosport,
Dickinson. And
That's. I mean, I'm stuck behind that. If there was even another one,
that 4.
Brazos Wood. No, we didn't play them.
No, we didn't play Brazos Wood
We played. We did. We played Hitchcock, Santa Fe, Brazosport,
and Dickinson.
and Dickinson.
Yep. Yeah, they got a few more.
We played out of district a lot.
A lot.
We other than those 4 teams, all the other teams we played back then were all 4A, and we were still 3A.
Well, that's going to wrap it up from here. Again, your Mustangs win it 7-3. My thanks to Kenny Ledbetter and Russ Hortman for coming by. A good flashback from the 70s. And once again, Blake Nowak on the mound will get the win for your Mustangs as they take it 7-3. We will see you next week. Mustangs on the right path. We'll try to keep it going. Good night, everybody.